So this is the Insta360 Go3s, and this is what it looks like. I mean, right now you're seeing this 4K, 30 frames per second. This is the onboard microphones. I haven't color graded or changed any of this. This is exactly what it looks like. So on this video, I'm gonna share my experience with you guys, show you some cool tips and tricks, and also find out who is this camera for.
Mr. Black.
Insta360 did send me this camera. They wanted me to share my experience with you guys. This is not a paid sponsorship. All of my opinions are of my own. And really, you get to see what it looks like and what it sounds like, and you can decide for yourself. And the Go3 launched last year, and it was a great camera, except, you know, it wasn't 4K. That's really one of the reasons why I didn't use the Go3 that often. I loved how tiny it was, but in a world where everything else is 4K, you didn't want to have to upscale your footage from 2.7. But if you were just posting your videos on your social media and people were consuming with their phones, they probably wouldn't notice a big difference. But stick around on this video and I'll show you an actual comparison side by side. And if you do have the Go3 currently and you want to upgrade it, Insta360 actually just sells the camera by itself and you can use it with your current action box. But in the box, you do get the camera, you get the action box, you get a lot of cool accessories like this medallion that you can wear, like a chest mount POV. You also have a simple clip mount that you can put on the brim of your hat or other places, and you can get that really cool hat shot. I love those POVs for behind the scenes shots. They also give you the data cable and charging cable, and they give you that magnetic clip mount that you can maneuver around. And I really think that magnetic clip mount is very underrated for this system. It's so nice to be able to put your action box on it or just your camera and be able to jump from one mount to the next that quickly and easily. It works really good and it's very, very strong. So some of the things I love about this, you have a wireless detachable screen, and you could just use this tiny camera itself to record a large variety of cool and creative shots. One of the things I was most excited for when I saw this come out was to be able to do more of those like off-the-cuff vlogs where I can just take this little camera out and get little snippets. And because the camera's so small, it's more like incognito. A lot of times something funny happens and I don't want to be like, oh, then let me get my whole camera out and get the shot. I can just pull this little camera out and just hit record. And especially with that medallion, I like to wear black a lot, and if you have the black camera just sitting on your black shirt, it's really low profile and you can capture your day in a very natural way. But I also love how light and tiny this thing is. Like, you could put this thing anywhere, get some really creative shots. Like at my gigs, I can easily clip it on the end of my guitar, and because it's so light, you barely even feel it. And you get some really cool shots even in low light like this. There's just a lot of really creative ways and places to put this camera because it's that small. It has really good stabilization, a horizon lock. They have priority face lighting, so when you're more in the shade, it gives a little bit more priority lighting like to your face like this. That's a really good feature. Otherwise, I'd be just a shadow. They also unveiled something really cool for vloggers where you want to capture your day. You can actually set different intervals. So maybe you could say like every 15 minutes, I want to capture 15 seconds, and it'll just do that automatically. And then you can go through and edit that down, or you can use their app. And Insta360 has one of the best apps out there, if not the best, for all of your quick editing needs and just a bunch of extra features. And I do like that it's magnetic on the back, so you can actually put this thing in a lot of places and easily record your content. Even with time lapses, I just love putting it on this metal railing right here and then just get a quick time lapse right there. That's so much easier than setting up a tripod. It even has star time lapse, and with that metal back, I was able to put it on my clothesline. I mean, it looks okay, but the problem is I forgot that the moon was out, so kind of need to do it when the moon's not out. Also with this camera, just like the Go3, there's a lot of different features and options that you can go through. Here's what they look like side by side, the Go3 and the Go3s, so you could see them and the differences, both with narrow field of view and standard stabilization. Yeah, let's have a look behind the sun. Can you tell a big difference between the resolution and the quality? Let me know, drop a comment, and also let me know like what device you're watching it on, if it's your phone or computer or TV. I'd love to know how that looks on there. But the main question that I wanted to answer was, who is this camera for? Well, I actually think that this camera is for the creative types and even the inspiring creative types. Like, you can give this camera to your kids and say, go make some fun videos. Maybe if you're on vacation, or just see what creative things they can do with it. And just the fact that you can mount this thing in a lot of those impossible spots that you can't mount any other cameras because it's so small. They also added the ability to track it through the Find My app. So if you do lose this little tiny camera, you can use the app on your phone to find it. So if it's in a couch cushion, or if I had it under my skateboard and somehow it popped off the mount, well, I can easily track it and get it back. And I actually think it's a really, really good update. And I wanted to make sure that I use this thing a lot before I made this video, figured out any problems. Most of the problems I find on this thing, it's all user error, just stupid things that I did, settings that I forget to turn on. But for the most part, when I do film with this thing and play it back, I'm like, that looks really good, especially for how small this thing is. All right, well, that's basically the Go3s in a nutshell. I mean, there's a lot of features I did not cover, and I'll make some other videos in the future. But if you do want to see more about the Go3s, a lot of it is the same as the Go3, and you can check out that video I made on that last year. Just click and watch that one right in front of my face, and I'll see you there.